Once, the United States stood completely unrivaled, a dominant superpower that absolutely owned the skies. Its bombers, its missiles, and its advanced stealth aircraft were unmatched, completely unrivaled, and totally untouchable. But today, that hard-won technological dominance is fading, challenged by new threats emerging rapidly. China's DFZF and Russia's Avangard glide vehicles redefine speed, leaving America scrambling to catch up.
For many decades, Washington political leaders believed their existing missile defense systems were more than enough.
But a new age of terrifying warfare has arrived. The hypersonic age has finally dawned. The US now finds itself playing a very dangerous game of high-stakes technological catch-up.
Tonight, on Jet Insight Force, we uncover the hidden story behind America's hypersonic comeback. The secret labs, the experimental weapons, and the desperate race to regain speed supremacy.
For America's military establishment, the critical wake-up call did not come with a bang, but quietly.
In 2014, U.S. intelligence satellites and sensors reported something that was truly extraordinary.
They detected a new Chinese test vehicle traveling at shocking speeds well beyond Mach 10.
This mysterious new craft was not ballistic. It maneuvered. It changed its altitude dramatically mid-flight.
It glided through the upper atmosphere, silently, unpredictably, and completely outside established defense parameters.
For high-level strategists inside the Pentagon, this shocking revelation was a true nightmare come true. China had built what America thought was still years away, a functional hypersonic glide vehicle.
At that precise moment, U.S. military analysts realized the global balance of power was shifting.
It was not shifting slowly, but shifting dangerously fast, right under their very noses.
Behind closed doors, DARPA, the Air Force, and defense contractors were given a single mission.
That singular, critical mission was crystal clear: regain control of the skies at all costs.
In 2016, the Pentagon initiated Project Mayhem, a highly classified effort to design a reusable system.
The goal was a new hypersonic system that could operate at Mach 10 or even faster.
Around the same time, Lockheed Martin began developing the AGM-183A ARRW.
The core concept was simple: a rocket-launched glide vehicle to strike any target on Earth.
The weapon could theoretically hit any global target in well under 30 minutes. But the execution?
It was terrifyingly complex. Hypersonic weapons face incredible heat, plasma interference, and severe control instability.
At Mach 10, temperatures can exceed 3,000 degrees Celsius, enough to melt steel and destroy avionics. Engineers had to reinvent materials, design new guidance systems, and develop advanced thermal protection layers. These new layers had to be strong enough to survive the truly unthinkable heat of re-entry.
Every single gram of weight mattered. Every microsecond of critical processing delay also mattered greatly.
In this new form of hypersonic warfare, speed isn't just power, it's the key to survival.
While Lockheed and Raytheon chased hardware, the agency DARPA pushed the boundaries of innovation. Two specific, secretive projects stood out. HAWC, the Hypersonic Air-Breathing Weapon.
HAWC used an advanced scramjet engine, a technology that breathes air at hypersonic speeds.
This meant it didn't need to carry bulky oxidizers, allowing for longer range and faster acceleration.
The TBG, on the other hand, focused on maneuverability, the ability to skip across the atmosphere.
This skipping maneuverability was just like the advanced capabilities seen in China's dangerous DFZF.
Both of these new programs showed significant promise. But behind every small success was a silent fear.
Would it be enough to close the gap before China and Russia perfected their rival systems?
HAWC used an advanced scramjet engine, a technology that breathes air at hypersonic speeds.
This meant it didn't need to carry bulky oxidizers, allowing for longer range and faster acceleration. The TBG, on the other hand, focused on maneuverability, the ability to skip across the atmosphere. This skipping maneuverability was just like the advanced capabilities seen in China's dangerous DFZF.
Both of these new programs showed significant promise. But behind every small success was a silent fear.
Would it be enough to close the gap before China and Russia perfected their rival systems?
The AGM-183A ARRW became the ultimate symbol of America's urgent technological comeback. Carried under the wing of a B-52 Stratofortress, it could be launched at high altitude.
It would boost into the stratosphere before releasing its glide vehicle, capable of Mach 20 speeds.
The goal for this new weapon was simple: strike the designated target before ever being seen.
At Mach 20, an ARRW could cross the continental United States in under 10 minutes.
The weapon's true range remains classified. The payload is unknown, but its purpose is undeniable.
It wasn't just another weapon. It was a very clear and powerful message to the world.
That message was that America was finally and decisively back in the hypersonic arms game.
But the road to hypersonic supremacy is littered with spectacular setbacks and costly failures.
Early tests of the ARRW failed spectacularly. Some never launched, others veered badly off course.
In 2021 and 2022, several test flights ended in explosions or complete loss of data.
Critics within the Pentagon began asking very hard questions about the program's viability and cost.
Was the technology moving too fast? Was America chasing speed at the high cost of stability?
But the failures only fueled determination. The US military knew that falling behind meant vulnerability.
And in modern warfare, vulnerability equals catastrophic defeat. There is no room for second place.
Deep within Area 42, an experimental test site, engineers revived the spirit of the X-51 Wave Rider.
The X-51 was a much earlier scramjet test vehicle that provided invaluable flight data.
That legacy evolved into Project Mayhem, an advanced, reusable hypersonic craft rumored to reach Mach 15.
Although officially non-existent, leaked defense reports mention a new propulsion system for reusable flight.
This new hybrid system is part air-breathing and part rocket-based, designed for endurance and reuse.
If real, this could transform logistics, allowing strike aircraft to reach anywhere without refueling. The US wasn't just building missiles anymore, it was building the next generation of hypersonic platforms.
For the US, hypersonic weapons are not merely about offense. They are about strategic deterrence.
It serves as a reminder to adversaries that any threat against American interests can be met.
And that threat can be met instantly, precisely, and with overwhelming technological force.
In strategy rooms, analysts discuss prompt global strike, delivering a non-nuclear, precise, devastating strike.
This strike could be delivered anywhere on the planet within minutes. That's what hypersonic technology enables.
This new capability is what military leaders refer to as speed as strategic deterrence.
Every flight test, every prototype, every classified success is a step toward restoring the balance.
It is a balance that was lost when China and Russia pulled ahead in this new race.
The race for speed is no longer theoretical. It's happening now in deserts, in wind tunnels, and it is happening in the highest upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere. America's new hypersonic arsenal is awakening, quietly, powerfully, and absolutely relentlessly. But critical questions remain. Can the US outpace its rivals before the next confrontation begins? What happens when superpowers possess weapons too fast to stop, too deadly to predict?
What happens when these weapons become too powerful for any human being to control?
But the race for supremacy also demands classified countermeasures and new defensive strategies.
The global consequences of this new hypersonic arms race are profound, complex, and frightening.
The rebirth of America's hypersonic dream was sparked by DARPA's bold and innovative experiments.
This new national focus on speed eventually led to the birth of the secretive Project Mayhem. But this complex modern story of advanced technology does not end there. Speed is not enough.
In today's dangerous world, it is not just about hitting your target first.
It is also about surviving the hypersonic weapons that are designed to hit back.
As China and Russia field operational missiles, the US faces an even greater challenge. How do you defend against a weapon that was previously thought to be completely uninterceptable?
The answer lies in a network so advanced, so secretive, Congress knows little about it.
It is a complex system of systems, known unofficially as the Hypersonic Shield.
In 2023, the US Space Force, MDA, and DARPA began building this constellation.
It is known as the Hypersonic and Ballistic Tracking Space Sensor System, or HBTSS.
These satellites can track objects at Mach 20, cutting through plasma interference and atmospheric distortion.
They form a continuous chain of vigilant eyes in orbit, always watching, and always.
On Earth, the Army is deploying TAD Next and new glide phase interceptors.
These systems are built to engage hypersonic weapons mid-flight, a task once thought impossible.
The plan is simple in theory but monumental in execution. Detect early, track continuously, strike precisely.
The US calls it layered defense. Space sensors, ground radars, and AI-driven command nodes.
It is a digital fortress against weapons traveling at an incredible 5 miles per second.
While official programs get headlines, America's true advantage hides in the shadows of black projects. In the desert hangars of Palmdale, the domain of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, unmarked aircraft take shape.
Rumors swirl of a next-generation craft, codenamed SR-72 Darkstar, a hypersonic reconnaissance and strike platform.
It is rumored to be capable of Mach 6 sustained flight. Unlike missiles, it can strike. But it can also take off from a runway, complete its mission, and return.
Its engine, a hybrid turbojet scramjet system, switches modes mid-air, a revolutionary new design.
This would make it the first truly reusable hypersonic aircraft that has ever been conceived.
Officially, it doesn't exist. Unofficially, test footage from Top Gun Maverick borrowed its rumored design.
If operational, the SR-72 could change global reconnaissance forever, making satellite networks seem obsolete.
To fight speed with speed, DARPA introduced Glidebreaker, a program focused on developing interceptors.
These interceptors are designed to chase and destroy maneuvering hypersonic vehicles during their mid-glide phase.
These are not missiles in the traditional sense. They are kinetic hunters, guided by AI algorithms.
These advanced predictive algorithms are capable of adjusting the flight path in mere milliseconds.
Parallel to that, Mach-TB, Multi-Service Advanced Capability Hypersonic Testbed, was created by the military.
It's a reusable platform, allowing rapid testing of new glide bodies, materials, and thermal coatings.
It's an invisible arms race, each side building, testing, discarding, and rebuilding at breakneck speed.
DARPA's unspoken motto in this new conflict has never been clearer than it is today. That motto is simply, adapt faster than the enemy can possibly evolve.
Behind every hypersonic breakthrough lies a political storm. China demonstrates power with its DF-27 systems.
Russia boasts about its operational Avangard and its air-launched Kinzhal missiles, used in combat.
The U.S. positions its arsenal as part of a strategic deterrence triad: nuclear, conventional, and hypersonic. For Washington, speed isn't just a military metric. It is a powerful statement of global dominance.
Every single test that succeeds sends a clear message to Beijing and Moscow. America still leads.
Every failure, however, becomes a propaganda victory for rivals, broadcast across the world. This invisible race isn't fought in open battlefields. It's fought in the quiet hum of wind tunnels.
It is fought in the glowing racks of supercomputers and in the whispers of defense contractors.
Four corporate giants now drive the American hypersonic effort, competing and collaborating.
Boeing focuses on glide body design. Northrop Grumman develops advanced scramjet engines and composite structures. Raytheon perfects tracking systems. And Lockheed Martin integrates it all, the tip of the spear.
Each test flight, costing millions, generates terabytes of data that fuels the next iteration.
Sometimes success comes not from triumph, but from failure, analyzed at the speed of light.
In their labs, algorithms simulate atmospheric turbulence at Mach 15, testing thousands of designs.
Robotic arms are printing new, exotic alloys atom by atom. This is 21st century war.
It is fought not with soldiers, but with engineers and with complex lines of code.
The next phase of America's hypersonic arsenal isn't bound by the Earth's atmosphere.
NASA and the DoD are collaborating on orbital skip-glide vehicles, weapons that leave Earth briefly.
They dive back toward their targets at impossible speeds, rendering all current defenses useless.
These black-budget systems could make global reach instantaneous. They would turn the world into one battlefield.
There would be no distance too great to cover, and no sanctuary too remote to hide.
Experts call this new strategy space denial doctrine. It means that wherever an enemy hides, America will still be able to reach them from the very edge of space itself.
But with this godlike power comes a terrifying question. Can humanity control what it has unleashed?
A Mach 20 glide vehicle doesn't just travel fast, it completely erases decision time.
Incoming strike, Mr. President. We have confirmation. Impact imminent.
Leaders would have only minutes, not hours, to respond to an
One mistake, one false radar echo, and civilization could end before a human command is given.
Military philosophers now warn of the speed paradox. When weapons move faster than diplomacy, deterrence fails.
Hypersonics are not just weapons of war, they are weapons of instant, irreversible decision. And that, perhaps, is their greatest danger. The speed itself removes all human oversight. This race is now the race for survival. From California deserts to DARPA's advanced laboratories. From the orbiting satellites above to the high-stakes test flights over the Pacific Ocean.
America is accelerating once again. Its engineers dream in Mach numbers. Its generals plan in milliseconds.
America's future is being defined not by power alone, but by the relentless pursuit of velocity.
Because in this new and terrifying era of modern warfare, speed is absolute supremacy.
And the nation that masters it will command the sky, the earth, and everything in between. This is Jet Insight Force. Stay sharp, stay aware. The future is arriving right now. And it is arriving much, much faster than you could possibly ever imagine.